John Oakes here, coming to you from HANKSTERS Hot Rods. Again, we're operating out of our new facility here in Homer City, PA. So what we have for you here today is our newest addition to our inventory, a 1972 Oldsmobile Cutlass 442. So we've got it up on our lift just like we always do. We'll start from the back here, work our way to the front, and we're just going to kind of run through and show you exactly what we see on the underneath of the car here. So starting here at the back, we'll just start out here, the frame rails. Those are nice and straight and solid here. You've got this fuel tank here. Now you'll notice that the whole underside of this car, this is pretty much all factory undercoating here. But the fuel tank itself is in really good condition. You don't see any dents or dings in the fuel tank. It's all straight. You see all the ribs that should be in it. All of the mounting hardware is in good condition too. So your straps that hold the tank, all the bolts, that's all in good condition on this car. You can also see we've got dual exhaust on this, and it's complete with tailpipes up and over top of the rear end here, and then out the back of the car with these chrome tailpipe extensions here to finish everything off. As far as our rear end goes, this is a GM 10-bolt rear end here, and this is the Big 10, so the 8.5-inch ring gear, and you can tell that by way of these lugs, these big lugs here on the bottom of the rear housing. That signifies that it's the 8.5-inch ring gear there inside. As far as the rear suspension goes, this is all factory suspension here. They do have a set of, looks like Red Ryder gas Gabriel shocks here. It does have factory sway bar. The lower control arms are boxed in on this. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but they are boxed in to help strengthen those up. And then of course your sway bar here bolted in between those two lower control arms. We've got the coil springs up above. The upper control arms, those are factory there too. Now again, as far as the rubber and the wheels that's on this car, we've got all Goodyear Eagle ST rubber, 225/70 R14s on all four corners. We also have a set of nicely polished up chrome Krager SS wheels, 14-inch the whole way around on this car. As far as rear brakes go on the car, it's drum brake rear. All the brake lining here, you can see it's in good condition there. It's not all kinked up or anything like that. So again, brakes should work just fine on the car. And then that brings us up here to everything ahead of the rear end housing. You can see the mufflers up here. Those are tucked in real nice, and those are in really good shape too. All new stuff here. You don't see anything that's rusty or has any holes in it. So again, very nice exhaust system on the car. Here we are now underneath the center of our 72 Olds Cutlass. So now we can see a few things here a little better, mainly the floors. We can see the drive shaft, see the exhaust system too a little better, and we can even see some of that rear suspension a little better. So let's start back there. Again, the rear sway bar there, those lower control arms, and now you should be able to see pretty good how those are boxed in for added strength there. The exhaust, again, that seems to be all new stuff there. So again, it's in really good shape, and it's tucked in real nice and tight here to the floors. Your drive shaft running right up in there, nice and tight too. Transmission, the cross member here for the tranny, that's in good shape. Again, that's a factory cross member, and this is a turbo 350 automatic transmission. So you can see the pan on that. It's not been dented in or dinged in, so it's in good shape. So nothing's ever been really hit. It's got a flywheel cover on it here, so that's going to help keep any dirt and debris away from that flywheel that may get in there and cause any damage. So again, that's a nice feature. Again, that should be on all cars, and we try to make sure that they are on all cars that we do. So again, nice little safety feature there for you. As far as brake lines, they run up in here along the frame rail here real nice, all the way to the back. We've got the emergency brake cables. Those are all hooked up, so starting up here with all the correct frame mounts here, the cables run back, got your J hook here, and again all the way back to the rear brakes there as it should be. As far as other stuff here underneath, You can see that the floors, those are good and solid. It looks as though we do have one panel here, but it was done very nice here. Again, it's not, shoddy work. It's not road panel, so you're in good shape there. As far as front suspension, we can see a little bit of that up here. You've got factory stock stamped steel components up here. So your upper A-arms, lower control arms, again, that's all factory stock suspension. The coils, the shocks. You got disc brakes up front. Again, these are power disc brakes up front. And it's just all GM stuff that you can get right from your auto parts store for any replacements or anything like that whenever you do your maintenance. The frame rails are in excellent shape. Again, nice and square and straight all the way back. So again, nothing's been damaged as far as that goes. Fuel lines run back the side of the frame rail there too. So everything again that we see underneath here is very nice. All right, and here we are now finishing up at the front end of the car here. So again, we'll take a look at suspension and steering components up here. Again, just starting out at the ends and working our way in here. Again, the Goodyear Eagle ST rubber 225/70 R14s on those Cragar SS chrome steel wheels. You've got disc brakes up front, power disc brakes again. So all of your suspension, again, this is all factory suspension components. So again, the lower control arms, upper A-arms, those are factory. Your ball joints, top and bottom, those look to be in good shape. The little rubber, boots that are on those are intact. So that helps keep a lot of the dirt away and keeps the grease in and keeps everything lubed up. Your tie rods here too, those look to be in good shape. The rubber boots are all intact on those as well. All of your steering components here, your drag link here, the little rubber dust boot here coming up here, that's intact and in good shape. It's not split or cracked or anything. Front sway bar here, so we've got front and rear sway bars on this car. The bushings on the frame mounts, those are in good shape. The sway bar end links and the bushings on those are in good shape also. Front cross member, look how nice that is. It's not dented up at all. Don't really see too much marks on it at all painted up black. So again, nice and straight. You see all the original ribs in that. So again, you can tell that this car was taken care of. Shocks are in good shape. The coils up front, good shape. The steering box, I don't see any leaks whatsoever here either. So yeah, that's pretty much it for across the front end of our Olds Cutlass 442. Here we are with our 72 Oldsmobile Cutlass 442 down off of our lift right now. We're going to go ahead and do our walk around of the outside, take you inside and show you under the hood now. So we'll get started right now. As you can see, we've got this bright red, Matador red exterior here on the 72 Olds. Got the steel hood here. I believe this is the 442 hood with the louvers up here on top, both sides. The fitment on that is real good. I'm not sure how well you see in the camera there, but the elevation on this hood matches up perfect with the top of the fender here on this car. Again, it is a 442, so you will see the badging of the 442 here on the back of the front fender. I'm sure it's around the other parts of the car, and we'll get to that as we get there. It's got the white pinstriping down the sides, up over the fender wells, the whole way back the door, and up over top of the rear fender well there as well. Bright wheel lip moldings the whole way around the car. It's got the bright drip rail moldings here too, up around the windows here of the car there too. And those moldings, all that trim there around the windows, around the front windshield, that's all in really good condition. There's no dents or no dings and no rub or buffing marks on it whatsoever. It's all in good shape, as well as those wheel lip moldings are too. As far as wheels and tires go on this car, we've got ourselves a set of aftermarket wheels. These are chrome steel Cragar SS mag wheels, and they're in very, very nice shape. Again, there's no pitting on the chrome whatsoever. Nice chrome valve stems on these also. And we've got Goodyear rubber on these, Goodyear Eagle STs, and both front and rear on the tires here, we've got 225/70 R14s. So again, wheels are 14-inch steel chrome wheels. As we get back here to the door fitment is really good on this car too. You can see the gap here up front, the gap here on the back side, very uniform here front to back. And as far as the elevation goes, it is just about perfect. So the door fitment on this car, they've got it adjusted up very, very nice. We've got both driver and passenger side mirror on these, and these are the color-coded, bullet style rally or racing mirrors. They call them on these, but that was factory for this car. So again, painted same color. As we work our way back the side here, I'm just going to briefly open the door up, kind of show you just a little bit of what we have here. As you can see on the insides of the doors, in the door jamb area, here it's same Matador red paint. Our weather stripping and seals around the door here are in really, really good condition. There's no cracks, no chunks torn out of these. They look to be fairly new for this car too, so sealing up should not be an issue with this car. You've got the white upholstery on the seats. You've got the bucket seats with the headrest, white door panels. It's got the wood grain trim inlaid in the door panels, as well as a little bit in the dash and on the center console of this car as well. Black carpeting there too. That's all in excellent shape. And we'll take a closer look at that stuff once we go inside the car. As you can see, the door closes just as it should. A nice, good, solid thud. All metal again, and it's all adjusted up properly. You see here we've got a white vinyl top. The condition of this top is excellent. You can see the whole way around. There's no rough spots underneath it anywhere on this top. So again, the roof has probably been prepped properly and finished off properly underneath here, and then the vinyl top laid over top. So again, that's all, it looks to be all new and very clean too. Again, you've got that trim, the molding around it. That's in excellent shape. Again, polished up really, really nice there. Again, same size wheels and tires, front and back on this car that we've already mentioned there. All right, around the back side now of our 72 Olds Cutlass 442 here. Now we can take a look at the bumpers, the trunk fitment, the rear glass, and the trim around the windows there too. So we'll start up top here, work our way towards the bottom here. So again, this rear glass, big rear glass here on these old Cutlasses here. Again, that's in excellent shape. There's no cracks, no chips or anything out of this rear window. And you can see the trim the whole way around there. That's in excellent shape there too. It's not dinged up, scratched up. It's polished up real nice. Trunk lid on these old Cutlasses, these are real big. They pretty much go clear out to the very edges of the sides here. You have very little quarter panel here, as you can see. We can get a good shot of the gap here on the trunk, and that is very uniform side to side. So again, they've got this trunk lid fitted up really nice, and the elevation too matches up good with those quarter panels there too. It's got the 442 badging back here as well on the trunk. And then on these Oldsmobiles, you get a lot of the trim work on there, the bright work. So you see it's got a little bit down here in the corners of the quarter panels. You've got the trim that goes along the bottom edge of the trunk lid all the way over. And you can see how nice and straight that is and how nicely polished up it is. Big chrome bumpers on these Cutlasses too. So you see that. And again, they're kind of based, on the same platform as a Chevelle, but they do have their little subtle differences. So you can see a little bit different taillights here. These are, what the Cutlasses had, but you can see it does set them a little bit apart from your the Chevelle counterpart, so to speak. All the lenses in the taillights, all the way around, both top and bottom lenses here, those are in good shape too. There's no cracks, there's no chips. Those are in really good condition. Your backup lights are right down here on either side of the license plate, and those are in good shape too. And then to finish off back here, we've got a set of nice chrome exhaust tips here. They're just turn down tips. So they've got that exhaust exiting out the rear and kind of pointing it down so you don't get any debris up over top of this nicely chromed rear bumper here. So that's really about it for the trunk on the outside. Let's go on the inside and just take a quick peek in here. You can see the underside of the trunk lid painted that same Matador red. The seal and weather strip here around the trunk, very good condition. Again, this looks to be all new stuff here. There's no cracks or tears in this either. So again, should not get any water inside this trunk. As far as the inside of the trunk goes, we've got a big trunk mat back here and it's in fairly good condition. You see here, we do have the front floor mats out of the car. We put them back here in the trunk just to store them here because we like to show the carpeting up front whenever we go inside. You've got a big subwoofer back here and a nice little box that they've had crafted back here, the previous owner. So that's back here to help with a little better sound system on the car. And then as far as the trunk itself, the trunk floors, they're very nice condition, all solid, painted up the green and black, or the black and aqua I should say, trunk spatter paint just like it should be there. Again, you can see the inner fender wells, those are in good shape there. The insides of the quarter panels, those are all in good shape, and everything, like I said, all painted up that same black and aqua trunk spatter paint just like it should be. So with that, we're all done back here. Alright, so again, as I said, passenger side of the car, same as the driver's side. So just real quick, we'll work our way up here. Again, those quarter panels nice and straight there. The pinstriping, the white pinstripe up and over the fender wells, all the way up to the front end of the car, just like was on the other side. Those 14-inch chrome steel Prager SS wheels with the Goodyear Eagle ST 225/70 R14 rubber on all four corners. That white vinyl top, you can see this side of it now, and you can see the bright drip rail molding and trim along that vinyl top, nicely polished up just the way it was over on the other side. Door gaps on the back side, door gap on the front side of the door. You can see very uniform front to back, and again, the elevations on this door is very good also, so everything's adjusted up real nice. We've already said about the driver and the passenger side mirrors on this car, so again, matching mirror over here on the passenger side as well. We get to the front fender again, you've got the 442 badging again over here on the passenger fender, back there on the back side of the front fender. The bright wheel lip moldings all polished up nicely. And again, you can take a look at this hood too. On this side also, how well the elevation is on that hood. So again, you see all the panel fitment on this car. Very, very nice. All the trim and bright work, very nice and polished up as well. So again, let's go ahead and we'll open this door up too, just like we did the other side. Take a quick peek here before we go to the front. Again, red, Matador red, just like on the other, the rest of the car on the other side. You've got the little rubber bump stops, both top and bottom on the door. The weather stripping and seal here in the door area, those are very good. The door sill plates are very straight and nicely cleaned up there. The white bucket seats with the headrests, the black floor, the black carpeting, and the seat belts up front here, retractable seat belts, and then that center console. Again, we've already mentioned it's got a little bit of wood grain trim on the door panels on the inside, on that center console, and a little bit on that dash, but we'll go ahead and take a better look at that once we get inside. And finally here we arrived at the front end of our Olds here. So again, you can see big old steel hood here on the car, all nicely painted up. Again, Matador red. You can see the louvers there inset on the hood here of our Oldsmobile. You've got the Oldsmobile script emblem right here on the corner of the hood. Again, everything, most of your trim work around the edges here of your headlights, your front fenders, those are painted trim pieces. But your grille, of course, it's going to have, you know, your bright work on it. Of course, your beautifully chromed front bumper here, your Oldsmobile rocket emblem here right on the front of the center of the front end. Now your grille areas, those are nice, nicely done, a nice touch there. Silver grille areas. It's got the red 442 to kind of help it blend in there with that Matador red paint there as well. Headlights, these are just traditional sealed beams. So you got your high and low beam lights here, and those are in good condition. There's no cracks, no chips out of the glass on those. Those are in excellent condition. Your bezels around each one of those sealed beam lights, those are in excellent condition too. They're kind of like that black or charcoal, and then with the silver painted, trim around them also. Again, mentioned that beautifully chromed front bumper matches up real nice with the nicely chromed rear bumper. And then your parking lights are down here, inset inside that front bumper. And those lens covers are in good shape too. There's no cracks or chips out of those either. So that brings us to opening up the hood and seeing what's underneath here. So let's go ahead and do that. And I just need to find our latch. There it is. Okay. And there's our hood opened up. You got all the hood insulation in there. It's anchored up, pretty close to the way it should be there. Now again, looks like the hood insulation's maybe a little bit older on the car, but it's all intact. There's no pieces missing out of it. It's all a solid one-piece hood insulation underneath there. The underside of the hood looks to be black. They did not paint the underside the same color, but a lot of them didn't. They just left it black underneath, which this one is. It's got the stock cast intake, the painted valve covers on it. It's got the factory style air cleaner here on top. It's a Rochester Quadrajet carburetor underneath that. You've got the stock style distributor and coil, all stock ignition system on it. You got factory air conditioning. All of your AC and heater lines are all hooked up on this car. Factory style radiator also. It's a mechanical fuel pump. There's no electrical fuel pump or anything like that in the car. And those are pretty fail-safe. They usually either work or they don't. Never had any issues with one myself. So that's all good on this motor. Stock cast exhaust manifolds on this. And then we'll look at, you've obviously seen all the underside stuff on this car, so you see how well that all is. So yeah, on this car, power steering, power brakes. Again, we mentioned it's got the disc brakes up front, drum brakes on the rear. So yeah, this car is a really nice complete package with all the options it's got with the factory air, power steering, power brakes. The 350 Oldsmobile is a very good running engine too. So again, I don't think you're going to have any disappointments here. All right, here we are sitting inside our 72 Olds Cutlass 442. Now we can take a better look at what we have on the inside here of our car. So as far as making you comfortable in the car for your good driving experience, you've got these bucket seats. These are factory bucket seats. They've got the headrest here that is adjustable. You can raise it up and down to conform to however tall you might be or however short you may be in my case. We do have the door panels to match. So the white door panels, it's got the wood grain trim inset in the door panel. It also has your driver's side mirror. It's a remote mirror, so you've got the little adjuster right there. You can do it from right inside the car. As far as the dashboard goes here, this is all factory dash, factory instrumentation. So you've got your factory fuel gauge first and foremost over there, and within that fuel gauge you've got battery gauge, generator gauge, the temperature gauge, and a brake light. In case there's any problem with the brakes in the car, that light will come on, or if you have the emergency brake on, that light will come on. You've got a factory 120 mile an hour speedometer right in the center, and then you have the factory clock still installed in the dash here. Now, the clock itself right now is not working, but the other gauges are. As far as, we'll just kind of work our way over here. We have factory steering wheel here. Very nice steering wheel here too. The padding around it, the wrap, it's in excellent condition. You've got the Oldsmobile Rocket logo right there in the middle of the steering wheel. You've got the factory heat and air controls there also, and all those slide controls, those all work for you. Okay, so So that's all functioning. You've got an aftermarket Craig AM FM stereo cassette player here mounted in the dash, and it doesn't look like they harmed the dash at all whenever they did this. It fits real nice in there, and it's black face too, so it it matches right up with the rest of the interior there in the dash. Got this little 442 emblem over here on the glove box side here, so that's a nice little touch that they've added in here. Again, it's factory. It's just factory added it there. All of your vents here are all functional. You can open and close those all up, aim them however you want to aim them. We've got a white headliner here to match up with the white interior. We've got seat belts front and rear, and we've got the shoulder harness belts that are tied up along the headliner here. You can bring those down and use a 3-point system if you may. You've got an automatic factory center console here, floor shifter, and the Oldsmobiles had that unique floor shifter that was kind of gated. You could bring it down if you wanted to shift manually. You just pull over to the right-hand side and you can shift manually, or you can just bring it into drive on the other side and let it do its thing. It's an automatic transmission, turbo 350, so you do not need to shift it, but you have that option with this. As you can see here, the dome light, it's functioning. You got the white sun visors, black carpeting. Again, the black carpeting in excellent condition. And again, we do have those floor mats. They're just in the trunk. We just like to be able to show the condition of the carpet when we do these videos. So that's really about it. That completes our interior video. So the only other thing we have to do is fire this thing up for you, let you see what it sounds like. So we'll do that. And if you have any other questions or anything at all about this car or any other car that we have in our inventory, feel free to give us a phone call or shoot us an email. We'll make available to you all of our contact information throughout the video and in all of our photos and on our website as well.